What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bloxcast, your monthly Saturday morning with Roblox.
I think I have an answer to that.
Yeah?
Jack's not up.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
What?
Hey,
Hey, hi! I'm Jack's Rukiryo Revenge.
we're live.
What time is it? What?
It's 10 o'clock. Well, it's 10:13.
10 o'clock.
Hey, guys.
10, what?
It's time for Bloxcast.
It's Bloxcast, yes. We're doing this. Why is there a password on
Yeah.
this? Hello, I am Jack's
Yeah.
Rukiryo Revenge. I'm here with Jack in the Blocks and Noble Dragon. Welcome to your Bloxcast for the month of October. Thank you so much for joining us. Jack in the Blocks and I have been up literally all night.
All night long. All night long.
Yeah,
No.
No? Alright, well, they're not going to get the reference anymore.
Yeah.
We've been up all night. You guys have been streaming stuff to twitch.tv/Roblox. We have been
Yes.
hosting your streams, and the turnout has been absolutely unbelievable. So,
Yes, yeah, you guys have done an incredible job. For those of you who may be just tuning in, this is about the middle of our 24-hour Extra Life charity stream. Extra Life is an annual event where the entire video game industry comes together and they play video games for 24 straight hours to support the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. We're raising money for our local Oakland Children's Miracle Network Hospital. It's a great hospital, full of great kids, and you guys have been amazing. So far, we have raised over $1,100 last
Let's get a
time.
round of applause for that.
Yeah, that's you guys.
$1,100.
That's amazing, and we're still going. We go for another 8 hours from this point on. We end at 6 p.m. Is that math right? Is my maths?
That's right.
My maths are correct?
When you see us end this, we will look dead. I
Yeah,
guarantee
we-
it, because I
we'll
already feel that way.
We'll be spooky
Inside.
skeletons. But so I need to get you outs because we did not do this ourselves all night. We had an amazing team of Roblox developers, players, and popular Twitch streamers who did this all. So I want to shout out to Grog, Vexedly, NW Space K, DePale, Dinasters, the Blueprint RBX team, Inception Time, From Lego Universe, Deplio, Pyrolysis, and Data Store. So far, they've been the ones who have been carrying this whole stream. Oh, and Namriel. He came in as a backup for some of this too. He was great as well. You guys have been incredible. All of you had amazing streams. Once an hour, on the hour. You guys have been killing it all night long, and it's been super great.
Yeah,
we
I've
still have
never-
a bunch more after this too.
Never, ever been on twitch.tv/Roblox at 3 in the morning and seen over 1,000 people watching things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, literally, this is one of the craziest things that we've ever done. It is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. And thank you all, developers and gamers alike, for lending your time throughout the night to stream your Roblox experience. What I really love, too, is that we didn't just get gamers. We got, like, DePal, for example, was just like, dude, I have a stream right now. I have an hour. I'm going to give you an exclusive first look at the game
Yeah,
that
we
I've
got
been
to see
working
the
on
opening cinematics to this game.
Yeah,
It looks
and
amazing.
It just looks so cool, and
Aw.
it just gave developers a really awesome chance to share with the Roblox community. This is what I've been working on. This is what I'm doing right now. Like, you guys rule. Thank you. It was just awesome.
You guys are
And
killing
not just
it.
our developers, but all those people watching out there, thank you. I mean, you're what really drive this kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,000 players at 3 in the morning. You know, I'm sure we'll still have 1,000 players at 6 o'clock. And that's not just people here in America, that's you players out in England. Like, you
Absolutely.
guys should tweet who has been up. And hashtag I've been up for 24 hours /24-hour Roblox.
Yeah,
That should be
24-hour
your
Roblox. Hashtag that. I know a bunch of you have been up all night because you've been tweeting at me and you've been in the chat and you're just as wacky as I am at this point, and that's rad.
Yeah, that is really awesome. So, I mean, to say this is a success is a total understatement, but we really appreciate all of you doing this. We're super excited to be here, and it's Bloxcast, right?
Woo!
We finally got the October Bloxcast going. We have a lot of great things lined up. David Bazuki, aka Builderman, our CEO, is here to answer any and all of your questions for a live Q&A. We've got Tobot Robot, we've got Zook CG, who's ready to give you a we're gonna do Screamy's doing this, a mind-blowing demo. As you guys no doubt know if you've checked out the blog, our new particles have turned on, but we got a lot more really exciting announcements to make on the rendering side. So you're gonna get some of that. And then, as always, to end the stream, Jack in the Blocks and I and Narble Dragon over here will be live streaming some Roblox games for
We're
you.
gonna game some games.
We're gonna gam some gams. So there's a lot of really exciting and fun things coming up for
Stay right
the
here.
Bloxcast for October. Do us a big favor. If you're new to this, if you're wondering who we are, we were getting a ton of comments yesterday just saying like, what is this? What is Rarblarks? Who are these people? Roblox is a cloud-based gaming platform We make and play really awesome games. So if you're new to this, do me a big favor and just hit the follow button, which is right over by Narble Dragon's
Look,
foot.
I have the same
By
kind of shoes as
Sweet
Andrew
Kicks.
too.
Yeah, he's got the same shoes as Blockhawk. So Blockhawk is here in spirit in the form of Bob's shoes. If you are already an existing fan of Roblox, welcome. Thank you for spending all your time for the past, 10, 12 hours with us. And stay tuned for a lot of exciting and awesome content. We'll be back with Zook CG for a tech demo that will blow your mind. Ba-boom! Be right back. And welcome back.
Hey.
I'm Jack Smirking Revenge. This is Narble Dragon, and this is Zook CG. You may recognize him. He does awesome stuff on Roblox. That's how I'm going to describe your job. But the reason I can't describe your job better is because you should probably describe your job to everybody watching. What do you do here at Roblox?
So I work on all things client, rendering, physics, networking, system stuff, a bit of security, like you name it. But today I think we're focusing on like rendering updates, both current updates, super short-term updates, and kinda more long-term, but super exciting stuff.
So it sounds like you have a more difficult job than either Narble Dragon or I. But I've made that joke so many times that it doesn't matter anymore. But anyway, so we have an open instance of Studio here. You are going to show us some of the things you've been working on. Let's take a look here.
So let's start with sort of current/short-term things. Some of you may have seen the blog post about particle systems. If you haven't, you should check it out. We released a particle system update that severely improves the look of most of the existing particle effects. We got some great feedback. We are slightly improving the stuff that we released, and we have a small follow-up tweak. So I'll show you the current state that is slightly better than what you can see right now on Roblox, and that will ship in a week or a few more weeks. So we have, as you may know, we have 5 built-in particle effects. We revamped 4 of them, and 1 more is coming. So let's start with something that you see all the time.
Okay, it's a brick.
No, it's not a brick.
And that is an amazing spawn shield.
Ooh, that's nice.
So this is not exactly the same version that you can see right now.
So the outer ring seems to be more faded than it is now in production.
The outer ring is more faded. It's less in your face, more subtle, but at the same time it looks more like a sphere and less like a ring. And you still have this cool vortex effect that we really like.
And that's a difficult effect to accomplish when you're basically using 2D GUI elements to create what appears to be a 3D particle effect.
Our particle systems are basically a lot of 2D sprites.
Okay.
It's not exactly UI elements because it's super optimized, but it's essentially a lot of 2D elements.
So I feel like Scotty just beamed me into the game when I see that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's super awesome.
Oh, this one's my favorite.
So next up,
Fire looks great.
Next up is Fire. This is how it looks right now in production. It looks so awesome that we don't really know how we can improve it. So we
dude, let me tell you this. I can share a funny anecdote about Fire. So yesterday it was this morning. It was 3 in the morning, and I was spawning trolls with Katrina. Katrina Crimson is her name?
Crimson Scarlet.
Crimson Scarlet.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were doing the live stream stuff, and she was like, we should spawn some trolls for some Halloween people. And what I noticed the most was every time you spawn a troll, a huge explosion happens, right? And then the fire looked so good that the explosions looked weird.
I'm sorry.
They were contrasting with one another.
We will come back to that.
Okay. Good to know. I just wanted to share that story. Hey, I just wanted to share the story.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
The fire looks so good that the explosions look weird.
Yeah,
So
so we didn't want to wait until we upgraded the explosion as well to give you the awesome like particle effect improvements.
Right.
One other one that got better, I think, is sparkles. This is once again, this is not exactly the same version that you see on production right now. It's a bit more refined and improved.
So would you mind if I ask you a question from the community at this point about sparkles?
Oh sure.
So when they came out, on production by default, they were appearing as like marshmallow
Oh
light.
yes, we fixed that.
Okay.
Next week we will fix that. No more marshmallows.
Okay. I mean, I actually kind of like the way the marshmallows look,
sorry.
but
But it's just because the intensity was turned way
Yeah.
up.
the intensity was knocked like 1,000%.
So if you're
up.
dealing with marshmallows, go into your settings.
Knock down the intensity.
down the
Yeah,
intensity.
they're supposed to look like this,
Yeah.
or somewhat like this,
Yeah.
not like marshmallows.
You still can do the marshmallows, I think, if you use Lua scripts, but
So they turned
Hashtag
it up
marshmallows.
to 11. You guys want to turn it back down to like 4.
Yeah, and then you'll actually see the starry particles and watch them dissolve into the air and all that great stuff. But
Yeah.
if you want to keep the marshmallows, by all means, just do that too. That was an unexpected byproduct of awesomeness.
Okay.
The Alan Fackler story. No, I'm just kidding.
So,
okay.
explosions. So we are not ready yet to ship explosions. We are prototyping a few different designs. Explosions are super commonplace in Roblox. They're used for different reasons. Like sometimes you want an explosion that like blows up and then sort of dissolves up in the air. Sometimes you want an explosion that's like a spherical. We don't really know exactly what we are going to ship. I will show you the air prototype that we have so far that looks much better than the current one.
Sometimes you want a Michael Bay explosion, sometimes you want a Ridley Scott explosion, you know what I mean? Like, you just gotta...
Oh.
Whoa!
Nice.
Whoa! Whoa!
That's pretty. I like that.
That was kind of a nuke. Oh man, that looks great.
So this
That
is
looks really great.
This is what we have right now. We haven't really evaluated yet how it will work in all different like kinds of games. So we don't know if this is the final one, but this gives you sort of a benchmark, right? Like a baseline. We will not ship an explosion that looks worse than that. Trust me.
So that's an upward and outward explosion. Why don't we play that again for all you guys? Can you imagine if explosions look like this on Roblox, guys? Wow, look at that.
So is this something
will.
that we could open up to our developers to be like, oh, I want my explosion to look like this?
All explosions are like this.
And then,
so-
or like, so like this is an upward one. Could they like actually build like a?
We don't know yet. So right
Shaped
now the problem is explosions from a physics perspective are like spherical. So this is why we are not sure yet whether this is like the right approach.
So how big of a challenge is it in incorporating existing Roblox physics into something that's shaped so differently?
I see. So right now we are not changing the physics impact. I don't think we can change the physics impact just because a lot of games rely on it. So this is why we are still thinking about this one.
Well, what I like about this too is I would imagine if you were a developer, like Narble Dragon was saying over here, the explosion is directional in that it moves up and out. And I would imagine if you were a developer, you could maybe, and I don't know because you're smart and I'm duh, but perhaps it could be a directional thing where it would be up, left, right, and down, and physics would apply accordingly. But I don't know. if
Could
that's
you
the
imagine
thing.
Call of Robloxia with this kind of like explosion? Where you can,
Dude,
like,
have you
place
seen Call of
shape chart-
Robloxia with just the fire? It's like a new game. It's like whoa. And then with this, yeah, this is
Alright.
pretty incredible.
So
Now you see why we said your mind would be blown.
Literally
Get it?
blown.
Oh man. Stream jokes. Hashtag.
all
I don't
right. So this is current and short-term future.
know. Okay.
Now let's
There's more?
talk about something else.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Some of you may have seen my Hack Week videos. I think we posted on the blog about them, like 8 months ago or something like this.
About what? Sorry.
About terrain, like new
yes.
voxel concept. I forgot what the title was called. It was kind of complicated and technical and stuff. But there was this nice video about
His articles are complicated and technical. In case you haven't
really
noticed that
sorry.
trend. That's what. No, it's okay. Don't apologize, man.
I think you suffer a lot because you have to edit them. So.
Yeah, I'm the one who does that. It's okay. Let's just get that.
Oh well. So there was a video that showed how our voxel terrain could look like. We have right now voxel terrain. It's very blocky. I don't think it represents our vision for the future. I don't think we want our terrain to look like that. So we set out to figure out something else, and you have seen the Hack Week video. What I will show you today is much better.
And a quick question before you begin. Is it that, I mean, we revamped the textures, obviously. Is it that we don't want the textures to look that way, or is that we just want them to appear more sporadically placed?
Oh, it is not about textures. It is about the entire thing.
Got it. All right, I'm ready for this.
So,
Darude Sandstorm, let's do this.
let's see. So, here I have Studio. This is a development build that has the new prototype of the terrain. So you see grass plain. This looks kind of boring. I mean, like, this obviously has a different texture. I think this texture looks
It looks
nicer.
much more mossy and saturated.
It looks more saturated. So one caveat, or I guess a disclaimer, the textures in this demo, we haven't really done a lot of work to like tune them to the way Roblox looks. You should look at this as like temporary prototype. In fact, most of these textures I think are from the free texture packs from, I think, Nobiax on DeviantArt. Sorry if I spelled the name wrong, kudos.
Thanks, DeviantArt! You help us with our prototypes, and we appreciate that.
Anyway, so the textures are different, but this is not the point.
Okay.
So I have the new set of tools. All of this is like, we still have 16 materials and water. We might have more, but so check this out.
All right, I'm checking
I have
it
a
out.
new tool. As you see, I can resize the tool. It looks like a sphere. Now let me sculpt something on the terrain.
Whoa! Oh, what?
So,
This is exactly what your Hack Week project was.
this is exactly what my Hack Week project was. But wait, there's more.
Oh my goodness.
So you can adjust the brush size, so you can do fine adjustments or you can do large scale adjustments. Right now I only have the spherical brush in the prototype. We are planning to do more.
I don't understand what shape you could make that would achieve this effect more realistically than a sphere, though. Like if these were cubes.
But if you were trying to build a building, you'd want a cube because you want your straight corners and
yes.
stuff like that.
Yes.
But if you're
That's
trying to
what I'm
build a building, you would just place a block and then sculpt a building out of it, right? I don't know. These are all questions from a guy who doesn't know what's going on.
I know.
No.
We will come back to buildings a bit later.
Okay.
So,
When the building tool comes out.
don't do foreshadowing, okay? So,
No metagaming up in here.
My bad. All right.
so I have a subtract tool. It's kind of the same in that you can carve holes, and the holes right now are spherical. But just to be clear, we are not really limited to the spherical shapes or brushes. This is just the current tools that we have only do spheres, but we can do more, and we will do more.
So I mean, that's amazing. You're adding and subtracting.
This is essentially what my Hack Week project was. Now let's see how we expanded on that.
Okay.
So my Hack Week project was one material. At first we were like, yeah, so one material is boring. Let's add more than one. So I'm selecting a different material. It's sand, and I'm painting with sand.
Wow.
So as you can see, you can still see that the terrain is kind of voxel based because you see some transitions are not like perfect yet.
So
But you
it
do
can't
see-
recognize what's going on around the bend here. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah,
Because it's
so-
spherical.
Yeah, so it can recognize that sand sort of looks different from like top and from the side, and it can recognize that if it has sand and grass nearby, it has to blend between them. There's no like sharp cut here, as you see with current terrain. There is a smooth transition, but there is still more. So I have a different material.
Okay. You selected
it's
bricks. Yeah.
So obviously, it doesn't really make sense for bricks to be these like weird curved shapes, right? Like
You don't
bricks
see
are
curved
bricks.
bricks too often. Yeah, they're usually
I don't know, maybe
pretty
you
flat.
want to do that, but maybe not. So, if you paint these voxels with bricks, here's what happens.
Ah, ridges. That's awesome.
So
That is so cool.
So here's what's going on. The material, every voxel has a material. A material doesn't just define how the voxel looks texture-wise, it also defines the shape of the voxel. And we try to blend between the shapes of different voxels. So you
Dude,
see
that is so ingenious.
sort of like blend in the grass surface.
Can we zoom in here? I just want to take a look at what kind of blending we're actually talking
there are some
about.
bugs here. You see some texture streaks. We will make this better.
Right.
But this is like how it looks right now. So you see that the brick sort of deforms into a
it's-
smoother version.
And it's clearly attempting to blend.
It's
with the
attempting to
texture.
blend, yeah.
Interesting.
It's attempting to blend.
That must be a huge mathematical challenge
Oh yeah,
Numbers.
It's good that he does this and I don't.
I think there's this complicated code that computes all of this, and I keep extending this, and I think I'm close to the boundary for understanding this code. I still do understand this code, but I feel that soon I will stop doing that, and this will be sad. Anyway. So
I'll give you my version of the equation, and then we can compare notes.
Oh yes. Okay.
Mine says y equals x. I don't even know what that means.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's look at some other materials that have some other interesting shapes. So this is stone. If you look at the current terrain right now, that you know that it has wedges. This terrain doesn't really have wedges, but some materials have this sort of regular.
No, it's auto-generating 3D textures. This is different. Wouldn't this be different than wedges?
It is different than wedges. The shapes are more varied, but
that's incredible.
It is sort of like you can see that when you paint this over the flat surface.
When you paint it over a flat surface, it's the same as before.
It is still flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you extend the flat surface a bit, or maybe like let's make a dent here. Right. This is what you'll get. So you'll get a sense of like somebody carved these stones with some, I don't know, some tool.
Sculpting tool, if you will. I don't know. We're all tired.
Okay, so let's look at more stuff.
Can I ask you a question before you continue?
This was it? Okay.
Yeah, you think this was it? No, we're not done blowing your mind yet. But I just want to ask, and if you can't do it, it's fine. Can you fill that hole with water?
Dude.
Spoilers! Alright, spoilers! It's the first logical question, I don't know. They're probably wondering it.
Oh my gosh.
Totally gave it away. Totally ruined it.
Alright.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Alright,
I've been up all night.
Leave it to Jack's murky revenge.
Alright, we're done. I mean, there is nothing to show anymore. Okay.
So, because of that, we're not going to show you water, because obviously Jack doesn't care.
Yeah.
You just ruined it.
Alright.
First logical question.
Alright. So let's do a bit more. Let me try to do another like
Whoa.
So this is a different material. It is rock. As you see, it is very chaotic, but at the same time it's not smooth. It's like sharp. So in contrast to stone, where stone is very regular, and you get a feeling that somebody cut these voxels on purpose. This looks like more like a rock formation that naturally, like, I don't know, spawned into existence.
So what I'm noticing too is that the seemingly randomness of the textures, there's no conformity anymore.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Again, math.
Yes.
Wow.
Math.
All right.
Math. And as usual, you know, like you can do, I have never done this before, but let's try. You can say, oh, okay, somebody made a small brick structure inside rocks, and it sort of like blends. We are still thinking about blends between different materials with hard edges, like for example brick versus rock, that it may make sense to just make a hard transition at some point, or somehow like
no, I kind of like
this is not bad.
The fade, to be honest. I mean,
is not bad.
The grass had some warping of the textures, but that's actually a natural fade.
This is not bad. So
if it just cut off like as a line.
Well, you have to keep in mind that the brick has got a man-made structure, so it wouldn't really blend.
I guess that's true.
Exactly. So this is why a grass on brick blended makes sense, because grass sort of like dissolves
Fades away,
and
yeah.
fades away. Rock on brick doesn't really make sense, and this is why we are still thinking about this.
Rock and brick doesn't make sense.
And one more thing, one more interesting type of. Oops. I totally gave it away. I am sorry. Hold on. Okay.
The key to when you totally give it away is to not say out loud that you totally give it away. Just some things I've learned from doing this.
I'm not a pro at this, clearly. Okay, yeah, I found it.
Just be cool.
I found it.
No, I just did whatever.
So, this is a different material that is sort of like, I'm not even sure how to describe it.
Sort of poopish?
What?
What? Where did you pull these words from? I thought you were a man of words.
I am a
Now
man
you're
of
gonna
words.
be-
That's just. Oh wow! No, that looks great.
Nice.
That's
still language.
That should be called Mesa.
Yeah.
Mesa?
That's a good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our CEO just
I will
chimed in.
trust
This
the
is now
builder
going
man.
to be called Mesa.
I will trust Builderman to know the building stuff.
I always thought of a Mesa as like a romantic place to go with like a significant other. Like, let's go to the
So
It's
anyway,
all flat top hill.
so yeah, this is designed to give you flat top surfaces so that you can walk on them like an air flat or like ride on them or whatever. But at the side there's still a rock thing here, and this is actually like the sides right now are not rocks.
So
they're like
are these diagonal
glazed
angles
bricks.
walkable, or are they? Is it something that you would have to
Okay,
jump to get
okay,
through?
You had to ask.
All right. Sorry, man. I'm just full of questions. I can't.
So on the last Hack Week prototype, the physics was almost non-existent. I think I may have shown something, but it was totally hacked together. This is the real deal. So I
Okay.
can walk on a flat surface. I mean, I guess this is not surprising, right? I don't know.
Wow, you can walk on flat surfaces
Yeah.
in Roblox.
But when I walk up to something, I guess like,
Okay,
I can't
so-
walk further. When I walk on something curved, I actually
Ascend
trace
it.
it perfectly.
Okay.
And physics works like it works with the exact surface that you see. So if I walk on here,
You can't walk up
it would
that.
be weird. Well, so like you see, there's all these little bumps. They work like the character traces them with its feet. With his feet.
That's super interesting because you can actually see that you are elevating and even over the small ridges,
yes,
you're
yes,
moving up and down
exactly.
over them.
Dude's got a gun.
Speaking of physics, and speaking of, I'm sorry, this build doesn't have awesome explosions, so you will see some bad explosions, but
They're not bad.
well,
They're just-
not awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
not awesome.
Let's put it that way.
So awesome.
So it looks as if each explosion is deleting voxels within the.
Each explosion is cutting a spherical shape out of the voxel field,
Okay.
and you see that as you cut, you see the sort of like insides and all of the. This is still a voxel terrain, right? So like you can do overhands. You can let me try to do this.
And the explosions will always cause a spherical deletion.
That is correct. So you can.
And you just blew a hole in
blow
it.
up a
It's like the
hole.
Hobbit.
What?
It's like the Hobbit with rocket launchers. Could you
Like the
imagine
Hobbit with
how
rocket
the
launchers.
trip to Mordor would have been if Frodo had been packing
Alright.
a rocket
So
launcher?
cool.
One cannot simply bring a rocket
So cool.
launcher to.
So now let's walk there because there's something interesting I want to show you guys.
By the way, I think we're getting some really great questions because
look how pretty.
Tobot Robot and our CEO David Bazuki is going like this, and he's just frozen like that. He's still doing it. Is that what it is? Good questions.
No, we're watching the
We're
demo.
watching the demo.
Oh,
So here's the other.
he really likes the demo. All right, what are we looking at?
Look at that.
That
So,
looks beautiful.
This is water. You might have seen water before. It doesn't look exactly like this now. This is more how we think it should look like. So you see that.
Are those 3D dynamic reflections?
Yeah.
Well, yes, they are.
Okay, so if you're wondering if they're really dynamic, let's try to let's try to do this.
Oh, look at it.
Beast!
Oh,
Beast!
man.
Oh man!
And let's try to do. Hold on.
Did you see the reflection actually
Yeah, I saw the reflection.
change in real time?
Let's. Okay, hold on.
Bricks.
Hold on. I'm doing this. Alright.
Oh man!
It's hard to see. It is actually reflecting bricks. It's not like easy to
Yeah.
see because it's kind of.
Can we pan the
murky.
camera around just for look at that. That's right.
Look at the
That's
move.
right.
That's awesome.
That is a
So-
dynamically changing reflection in our water.
Something else that's interesting. So let me paint the oops. This totally didn't do what I thought it
People
would.
are freaking
Oh,
out.
okay, this is awesome. So, you can see, if you look at the surface below the water, you can see...
You can see the surface below the water. Oh my god, okay.
There's bricks down there.
There's bricks
You can
down
see
there.
that there's
Wow.
bricks down there. If you... I'll try to do... Okay. This is very shallow, so swimming doesn't really work great, but you can see that there's a brick surface below the water, and when you look at
Freaked
it,
out.
you see refractions.
I'm freaking out.
Oh my god.
So amazing.
That is amazing.
Let me try to... Hold on.
So wait, quick question.
Freak out.
And I'm sorry to
No more questions.
to be this guy.
Spoilers.
But
Come on. Don't
No.
do it.
will the depth of the floor change based on how high you are above it? In terms of what you see. So if
Whoa,
these...
wait, look at the float.
Okay, let's just do the floating thing. Don't, whatever.
Hold on.
Your mind is already blown.
I think no. Okay. It's hard to see. I think I need the card to be
my
bigger. Let me try to
God.
resize this.
Oh my god.
Let me try.
Builderman.
Can you guys...
Builderman's mind is
Okay,
blown.
okay.
Builderman is now going like this. And he's frozen.
Okay. So if you look at this block, you see that the surface below the water is submerged, obviously,
Right.
like the part of the break, and you see that it distorts with the movements of the water. This is refraction.
So why
Okay,
is
so
it-
that's refraction, but it's not technically floating. It's a heavy object.
It's not
And
technically floating because there's not
my
much
God.
space to float. Okay, so let's do the thing.
The thing.
I don't know what the thing is, but I am
Already done the
excited.
thing.
Yeah, seriously, you've done enough things for one stream. By the way, people, if you just take a look at this, people are absolutely freaking out about this.
Okay.
Vamps13 Roblox says, "Oh my god, I'm going insane. Amazing." Dogger says, "Shut up and take my money." Haiti Girly says, "I need this update now." One guy is saying that he can't breathe. Napa1020 cannot breathe by the epicness that
I think you should start breathing soon.
have taken the breath out of his body. So, yeah, that's
Wow.
that's some pretty crazy stuff. Fear Me, I Am Lag, RBLX is asking something that I kind of want to ask too, but he says, "Can you shoot the water? What happens when you do that?" Or we can just continue on.
Okay, let's
We'll
get
get
back
to
this.
that.
Maybe we'll get to that. Okay, so just to there was not much water there. There's not much room to swim. Let's try to do this. So I'm using the same brush.
Even
to-
just that is amazing. You just carved water into.
I'm using the same brush to give some like area.
So
okay.
and just for clarification, when you're painting with water, does the size of the sphere determine the depth?
Yeah.
Okay, got
Correct.
it. Very good.
Correct. So let's see what happened. Oh.
Dude, it looks like you're in. Oh man,
That's amazing.
crazy. Looks like you're in a completely different game.
We're gonna see a whole new style of gameplay.
Yeah,
and
this
it's gonna be
is-
the
this is
underwater
insane.
world.
Let me continue painting.
It's like, are you
while I'm
playing
doing that.
Ocarina of Time right now? Like, what's going on?
Oh my god.
This is so.
All right.
So this is the first time that we're seeing some of this stuff.
Someone
too.
is-
Like,
We're not faking surprise. Like a lot of us are just like.
Someone is saying they are actually crying.
I mean, that is amazing.
Dude, I'm about to cry. This is amazing.
It's just amazing. Oh my god.
It's incredible.
So. Wow. Hold on.
Someone else can't breathe.
No, I can't believe it. Whatever.
Shut up and take my house.
All right.
Holy moly.
I'm having a stroke. I just died.
Must resist obscene language. I need medical assistance.
My brain can't take it. Awesome.
That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
Holy moly.
Wow. This is one of the biggest visual changes I've ever seen, and I've been here for a while at this point, so.
Holy.
Wow. Alright.
Okay, we are out of the water.
Can we get a round of applause for CC for doing his job? Alright? Is there anything else you would like to share after my mind is splattered against the wall? And I need to go pick it up so I can continue doing this.
I think
Maybe you've done enough.
maybe I've done enough.
Again, one of the most mind-blowing, I think, demos that we've ever seen.
Do we have that recorded? That
Oh, yeah.
stream?
Oh, yeah.
That
good,
could be one of the, if not best, Roblox demos in history.
And you just heard that from CEO David Bazuki. I just spit on myself. I haven't slept in a really long time.
So,
Oh my god.
Okay, sure. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's ruin this.
so
Yes.
I know he didn't want to do it, but I want to do
Shoot
it.
at the water. Shoot at the water.
Oh!
But
So-
we this is how we have to
Oh,
end
look at the
it.
body floats.
By,
Yeah, that body
by
floats.
totally ruining it.
Okay, I can do this.
What? No!
Narble wants
Noble
to
took the
do
gun.
it.
Okay, just be careful and not.
And by the way, this is one of the coolest effects you'll ever see, even though it doesn't make sense.
Why did that blow up in my face?
So yes, this.
I just narbed it.
What you will see now is something that we accidentally learned about and decided for now to keep it because hey, it looks interesting.
Weird looking.
So
It's like a moving ice carving.
go there to that small like pool of water and like shoot a hole in it, something like that.
There you go. From a safe
No,
distance, Narble Dragon.
Like here maybe.
We're gonna have to have two types of water. This is more parting of the Red Sea Moses
Yeah.
water.
Hey, that's still water.
And then we'll have a second type of water that'll flow.
And imagine moving 3D ice sculptures.
Yeah.
Ice sculptures. You know what I mean? Like you could sculpt something out of water that would have moving rippling. That would be incredible.
It's a little like.
We were thinking about doing some
That
type
is a
of
trip.
ice material. I don't know yet how the shape generation will look, so this is why it's not there. But you could imagine that
Yeah.
some things that we've done with water will work similar to ice,
See
as
the
in
movie
like.
Abyss, you know?
Yeah. Totally has that vibe. Now, is this because the water is based off of individual voxels, like
Yeah.
every other part of
Yeah.
the terrain,
Yeah.
so it's just
Yeah.
blowing apart the same way,
Yeah.
though it's still rippling and moving
Yeah.
in real time.
Yeah.
And the
Guys, I don't think I can cope with this. Let's do it again. Let's get a round of applause in the chat. This dude is really, really smart. And we're glad that he's around. Anyway, thank you for, like our CEO just said, one of the most mind-blowing tech demos that we have ever had on a live stream. It is truly amazing what you have managed to do. Everyone out there who is watching, thank you so much for joining us. If you are just getting here, please do me a huge favor and hit that follow button if you're enjoying what you watched. And if you're not enjoying what you just saw, you are a monster. Leave. But, alright, no. Jack in the Box is like, no, don't say that. No, but,
So we just got this note here. So remember
Screaming
that
hands
Q&A is coming next with our CEO, Tobot Robot, and I believe you are sticking around for some Q&A.
and I imagine you guys have a lot of questions. I'm seeing them in the chat. Actually, no, right now, everybody is writing clap, 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 clap. Bravo, bravo, clap, clap, Roblox clap. Akatsuni Renegade said, you are God. So I think you've made a few people's days today. Bloxcast,
I'm
however,
happy.
is far from over. Stick around. We'll be back with your Q&A in a few minutes. Thanks for being here.
Welcome back to Q&A time. I'm Dave Bazuki, CEO of Builderman, and
I'm Tobot Robot. I'm a web team lead.
I'm Zuxg.
Okay.
I guess you heard me before.
So we're Toby and I are still a little blown away by that demo, which I was just explaining to Arsini is one of the best demos on Roblox I've ever seen, both the tech as well as the way it's put together. So we are going to crush through your questions today and do as many as we can. So I'm going to kick it right off. First off, question from Joe. Where do you see Roblox as a platform in 10 years' time? Wow. I'm going to let Arsini go first on that.
Interesting. Dominate user-generated gaming?
Yeah. Cha-ching. If you search David Bazuki TechCrunch on Google, you'll see an article I wrote about 2 weeks ago about the Mojang acquisition, talking about our vision is ultimately these platforms will look just like a CGI movie from Pixar right now. So quality, like what you just saw from Arsini, quality is just going to go up, 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 up till what you're making looks like a beautiful movie. Anything you want to add to that, Toby?
No, I mean, I picture us kind of, I think when you think of companies like, or even like the App Store on iTunes, I think we'll be synonymous with that. That's how I envision it, I guess.
Okay, excellent. Finite reality, kind of where do you see yourselves in 10 years' time? On the non-technical side and on the business side, we throw out a lot of numbers around here. We have 4.5 million people playing Roblox every month right now. Same article, our thesis is ultimately a user-generated content platform will be larger than any publicly traded gaming company. And that's by all metrics, number of players, by revenue, by size. Just as Lego is larger now than any other toy company. So that's our vision at Roblox. From Mech Waffle, what can we expect with profits that are equally divided among the developers, i.e. group places that split earnings? So I know a little about this because I've been hanging out with Simon a lot, talking about it. If either of you guys have been talking to Simon, you're welcome to answer, otherwise I'll answer.
You go for
it. So, the ultimate vision of this could be literally, you could go all the way to running a corporation on Roblox. Bylaws, voting, stock, income distribution, all of that. Yeah. The vision for the first version of this thing is not go all of that way, but make it very visible who in a group is participating to the creation of a game, and also make it very visible how the revenues are split up. So visibility plus revenue split is right on the roadmap, and it's being worked on, I think, right now. I'm not even reading these in advance, so I'm just going for it. Echo Reaper. When can we expect the sound uploading to be balanced? Instead of a flat rate, shouldn't the rate be based on the length of the audio? Uploading dozens of gun effects, even though only a fraction of a second, costs thousands of Robux. Toby, any view of yours on that?
Absolutely. I think, I think the end goal actually is perhaps even to remove that price barrier entirely. We wanted to take things slow. We were worried about moderation. I think that really hasn't been a huge issue for us. And so we're kind of thinking about not only reducing the price, but eventually getting it down to zero.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think it's time for us to go back, review the moderation cost versus those sounds. We were concerned that every sound needed to be listened all the way through. We don't really want to charge more Robux than it costs us to moderate them. So I think that would be a fair response to that. Great question. Will the forums ever be revamped, or would we get support for so-called boards that are connected to our games? Jury on. I know Keith Lucas has some big thoughts about this. Once again, Arsini or Toby, if you guys know what Keith's thinking, you're free to jump in.
This is a Toby thing.
Yeah, no, we always talk about what can we do to make the forums better? We've been always batting that idea around. Another one that we've thought about a lot is giving groups their own forum to manage and work with on their own. But again, we're constantly kind of playing with these ideas and trying to figure out the direction that we're going on. So if you've got ideas there.
Go for it.
I think a per game board makes a lot of sense as well. Like right now,
Yeah.
the only thing that you have is a stream of comments and PMs.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that for games that are popular, it's very, very hard to manage.
Yeah.
So I don't know, game boards.
I think it's a great
I
idea.
think it's also consistent with one of our thesis here is that we crowdsource anything, and we'd like to crowdsource the moderation of forums. So when a forum moves to a game or a group, we would pass the responsibility for a kind of moderation of the forum to the developer rather than us. So I think in a perfect vision, groups and games would all have very active forums, and you guys and gals could be moderating them. Great question. Are we ever getting rope, and when? Tiger Captain. Arsini, you want to answer that one?
Sure. So we are actually in the process of figuring out how we can make the physics simulation more robust, more stable, and have higher fidelity. So I think that when we do that, this would open a wide range of like different kinds of joints that we don't have right now. So like rope, I don't think you can do this right now at all. Like you have to have a different kind of joint that only like that has different restrictions from the current hinges, for example. And the challenge is if you have a lot of them, if you have a chain of like I don't know, like 100 of them, how do you make it stable? How do you make physics not blow up? And we're working on that like now-ish.
Yeah. So we can all see the ultimate vision of where this is going. We'd want everything built in first principle from Roblox. All vehicles, cars, trucks, Rube Goldberg machines, assembly lines are all built out of physically constructed things, and we want to have 1,000 vehicles. So that's where we're going. That's our vision. We'll get there as fast as we can. Okay, I'm going to answer this one, and I'm going to put two of them together. They're beautifully grouped. One is from Nate Roblox. Do you think we will ever see Roblox more as a standalone engine for making games? And the other is from Imaginarium, which is, what is the likelihood of developers being able to publish their games on other platforms in the future? So, let's think about why a developer would want to publish a game off of Roblox. One is, can you get enough audience to make your game really successful? Can you migrate beyond having maybe 10 or 20,000 simultaneous players to 100,000? So one thing, our big target is to get to 1 million simultaneous players on Roblox. Top games on Roblox right now have about 12,000 simultaneous players. Top games on Steam, other than Valve games like Dota, are starting to hit 40, 50, 60,000 simultaneous players. So we would like to get the top games on Roblox to that 40 to 50,000 simultaneous player number, in which case we believe the developers on Roblox can start making as much money as they would make with a game on Steam. The other thing, though, to think about in the future that is an interesting idea that we're not going to comment on is that it would be very easy for us, especially on like iOS or Android, to literally take any game on Roblox, flip a switch, and make that a standalone publishable game that would access our cloud and not change. Right now, we just don't see a need to do that, but it's something we think about and talk about. So our primary goal right now, get to 1 million simultaneous players, so top devs can make $1 million a year rather than $250,000 a year.
I just want to mention that if you look at the top iOS or Steam games, it's very easy to underestimate the amount of effort and money required to get the server infrastructure going for like a lot of players, B, get a lot of players in the game. Roblox really makes it like much easier. So I think when we are talking about like these standalone apps, it's really only a top like, I don't know, it's not like one top 1% solution, it's like a top 0.1% solution. It's very, very hard to get to be like popular on iOS.
Yeah. Great. Once CSG physics and CSG scripting via plugins is done, what's next for CSG? This is from Lego Universe. We're starting to rename CSG just solid modeling at Roblox. So that's when you look at the Roblox Studio, that's what it's called. The CSG stands for constructive solid geometry. It's how we, add and subtract parts to make more detailed things. I'm going to let Arsini take a whack at this, and then I'm going to take a whack at it.
So what's next? So once physics is out, once plugin support is out, we have a lot of interesting internal things that may be small, but like when you take them together, they add up. Like we have better tooling support for CSG. This will come in part with plugin support, but maybe we can do something on our side. We have things like less restrictions on CSG parts, for example, multiple materials within one CSG part. Things of that nature. Like right now, sometimes CSG doesn't work for you or is not a good solution for you. I think the ultimate barrier is you can use CSG in any case that you want to use it.
Yeah, I'm going to go down my CSG wish list, or my solid modeling wish list. In Builderman's prior life, I worked for a company that made mechanical engineering software, and so when you look at what the state of the art is in mechanical engineering software, aka Pro Engineer, SolidWorks, or Inventor, what the vision for us with CSG is, first off, those of you that are familiar with it, that CSG tree or that solid modeling tree should be always available. So edits deep into the model can be done without rebuilding the model. We want you to be able to build a really complex thing, then go in, expand the tree, and just resize one hole and have it all work. Unlimited resolution, the information is there to render the models that have been made at any resolution and ultimately make them very smooth faceted. As Arsini mentioned, multiple materials as they nest up. You can see what those materials are. Properly nesting up decals on surfaces so that as you put those together, they nest up. And then one that's near and dear to another founding principle of Roblox is everything that's static works at runtime as well. Making sure CSG performs properly at runtime. Lumber Inc. CSG would be a beautiful way to allow you to cut down trees. You know, games where you want to be drilling through objects in real time, these should be possible ultimately with CSG. So we really have a big vision for, you know, a system where you can make games where you're literally like in a junkyard drilling holes and welding stuff together. Let's go to the next one. Will we ever get rid of the highest voting accuracy stat? Wow. Gonna send that one to Toby.
Yes, I think we've. That's for those of you who don't know, that's a very, very old statistic that we had from when we did contests on our site. The thought is that when we have this vision to redo contests, to bring them back, and then we would want to keep that stat around in case we ever wanted to use it. But I think in reality what we'd like to do is push content, have users kind of be able to design and create contests, sponsor them, create prizes, all that sort of thing, do their own judging, and then that accuracy stat becomes kind of a useless thing. So I think the plan is that we will get rid of that.
Okay, Toby, while you're on it, that one's from Nate Roblox. This one's from Dinner Tours. And it's, have you heard of the idea of being rearrange your place slots on your profile by dragging? Any idea of working on that? So in your profile, when you have all your places, just drag and drop to move them around?
It's so simple, but yeah, it's so brilliant. I think we are doing a lot of work on redesigning and rethinking the website right now. We're hoping to make a lot of progress in the next few months. You may see some new designs. And one of the pages that we are going to be examining is the user profile page. I think that'd be a great addition.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we at one point had that actually. So, is it possible for a place to fail upload due to the size of the place? What's that size?
Okay, so yes, it is possible. No, there is no size limit. There are some timeouts, and if you have a spotty internet connection, the connection can drop. If you have a bad internet connection, it could take a while and the timeout will trigger. The good news is that we are revamping this process to make it more manageable. The second good news is that CSG used to be like inside the place file, and it actually contributed a lot to the place file size. It's now almost, I think it's not yet, but like it's almost out of the place file and uploaded to the cloud. So the place file sizes will become much more manageable, because I'm guessing that the person who asked this has a lot of complicated CSG content inside his place, and this is why the size is big and he can't upload it.
And so when all of the models that someone have done in their place go out to the cloud, what does that mean, not just for the size of the place, but for join time and other things?
I'm glad you asked.
Okay.
Because right now, since the CSG data is embedded into the place file, the only way we could get it to the client is by utilizing the same data connection that we use for parts and player data and scripts and all of the other stuff. Moving a big part of CSG to the cloud means that the client can stream it simultaneously with all other content. This means that the server doesn't have to send it to all players. This would improve the experience, and the CSG parts, same as with character meshes right now, they will come in, like the visual part of it will appear as the client can fetch it, so you don't have to wait until all the CSG content in your level loads before playing the game.
It's a key architectural difference between Roblox and a lot of other game engines, including even Second Life, which stream everything from the server. We push as much as we can to the cloud and just deliver through CDN. So when you're playing a Roblox game, you're actually getting the essential information from the server and a lot of visual information from a CDN cloud, which makes us really effective. Okay, when will DevX have a bank transfer payment method? This is from Ripple. I'm going to answer this one. First thing we're doing right now is making sure all DevX requests get honored in 2 days. So that's underway. We know for some of you this is starting to be an important way. Some of you are starting to make a living on DevX, and so this is important. We think PayPal is pretty reasonable. But hey, I'll go talk to the finance people about, is there a different way to move the money around? That's an interesting way to think about it. Okay, this is from South 3 West, or Southwest with a 3 instead of an E. When will group funds be usable for something? Right now they're acting more like a money sink than a treasury. Toby, I don't know if you want to go for that, and then I'll follow up.
Sure. So one of the things we were just talking about, group forums, we think would be a good use for group funds. We used to be able to do ads using Robux. I think that we removed that now. We're back to only tickets. I think the plan, though, is as we improve functionality in groups, we'll want to offer you more things that you can spend those funds on. And then also, when we're talking about revenue share, corporation type of things, we want the income of your group to be able to be dispersed potentially to key members. So you can imagine building corporations, building other entities out of that. So I think that both of those are I mean, all of that is kind of how we envision it.
Yep.
We're just getting there slower, I guess, than we wanted to.
Yeah, no, but that's the roadmap, and ultimately, games will attach to groups. All the Robux earned will flow to the group, and then they'll go back out to the creators.
Correct.
Okay. Wow. From Nickmaster21, how's Roblox trying to become a more professional development environment? Technically, you can see stuff that's coming down the pipe. Our debugger, Arsini, what was the cool thing you just released on the just-in-time compile, or what was that?
Oh, right. I think you're talking, so like we have static analysis for Lua scripts now in Studio, so it highlights warnings as in like potential errors in your scripts, which is something that not a lot of environments with dynamic languages do. So that's
so we our team that works on Roblox Studio and works with you all, especially those that are in the developer program, spending about half of its time on high-end pro development work and high-end, and the other half is on like first-time user experience. The high-end dev stuff, I mean, looking at group distribution, looking at all the things to make building more and more complex places easier, looking at